I can get him. But
This guy's the real deal.
We spend a lot of money to do the things that we want to do. She talked me off the ledge this morning. She literally talked me off the ledge this morning. But I think
he's saying he's referring to his lovely wife.
Yeah.
Over there.
She talked me off the ledge. The whole internet know who she is, but she talked me off the ledge this morning because I had an itch, like I was burning a hole in my pocket. I'm like, man,
I got some money.
Big. I haven't bought any. I bought a Rolex, but like I wanted to go spend some money, right? And she's like, she talked me off the ledge because she said, Anton, don't do it or whatever. And I said, but I just feel like it. And she says, you don't even need it. You got too many cars that you don't even drive or whatever like that. And then she says, I tell you what, I'll find you some land to buy and then you can buy that, right? So she talks me off the ledge.
Yeah.
But I think that you're right though, because like I can't unsee what I've already saw. Like I'm not going to go to the game. I'm not going to go to the fight.
100%.
I'm sitting right there on the floor.
Man, 100%. Man, it's like Steve Harvey said that. He's like, man, man, just buy your first class ticket one time. He's like, buy you one time. I mean, man, every time.
I can if I need to. I could fly. I don't care.
I'm saying I can.
Yeah.
I can, but I'm not. I'll say I will. I can, right? But I still feel a small little bit of like walking past some 6 seats, walking past some first 6 rows of everybody sitting comfortably in first class, and I'm walking by. It's just it's a humbling feeling of being like, man, Armond, you got to keep working. You should be in that thing anyway. Even if you got upgraded to a business class, it's still like, no, I want that 1A. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want that little meal. My partner takes pictures. He's like, this is my favorite meal of all the first class meals, right?
I agree with you. But see, you got that work ethic. I don't think that the fact that you are busy on a regular basis actually speaks to, the spirit of a hustler. Like it speaks to the spirit of a businessman, a hustler, a person that continues. I don't think most people have that.
100%.
I do not think. I think that, and the fact that now that we have technology to see it, it puts people more into their comfort zone where they go, they work their 40 hours, they go home, that's the end of the conversation. I don't think that most people have that drive and that desire to be anything more than whatever their circumstances are.
No,
I think you're just different.
Well, I appricate that, Anton.
Seriously.
Even in this conversation, I realized like, man, Armond, I thought I was going to have dinner tonight. No, I need to probably go to work. I need to probably sit down at my desk and figure some things out.
No, I think you're different, bro.
I pull up and I'm like, Rita's like, oh, what car are you in? I'm like, oh, I'm like a black SUV because I don't like to like name drop whatever car I'm in. Like it just sounds like kind of gaudy. And I pull up, I'm like, oh, there's better cars in this parking lot than when I drove up here. I'm like, who's in the handicap? She's like, oh, that's us. I'm like, cool.
No, we don't care about that stuff.
I'm like, cool.
We don't care about that stuff. But let me ask
you. Get a Toyota then if you don't care.
We got a regular car. We don't drive it, but we got one.
We don't get no play, but I got an Apple Watch. I don't wear it, but
I wear my Apple Watch when I'm, you know what I'm saying, when we work out, right?
So, I love that.
Got the Apple Watch.
I know this is your interview, but I want to talk about relationship.
Let's talk about it. I was literally about to ask you about that.
Say something about relationship?
I literally was about to ask you about that because we was talking off camera a little bit about it.
Yeah.
And you had asked us, how long have we been married or whatever. What was your perspective? Because you said that you think that if you didn't catch it young, then it's too late.
Man, I got a book I'm gonna write. It's gonna be called "Millennials Are Doomed." I'm gonna write a book called "Millennials Are Doomed."
Why?
Because there's so many things that's attacking millennials, man. Not to be like whiny about it, but like, and I don't want to sound like I'm complaining. But when I've read like different articles, right? And one of those articles is just like how the housing market has upswinged right as millennials are ready to buy.
Correct.
Right? So you got so many people needing to borrow money from their parents, and then, majority of us, we don't have parents that can be like, oh, you need $100,000 for a down payment? So it's just, so we're getting hit by the housing market increasing crazy, right? Baby boomers are retiring and buying smaller houses, things that millennials should be buying, right? Starter homes, right? 2,000 square feet homes, condos. So that's happening, right?
Correct.
On top of that, we have all this we're like overstimulated with information.
Y'all got too many
about
options.
Relationships, right? So it's one, we got all this information coming about relationships from people who don't even have successful relationships, right?
But the other side of that though is, I think that you can't put yourself in that same category.
No, I think I can.
You can't.
No, let me tell you.
Because you can't relate to a regular everyday guy.
That's very true. But vice versa, I get put in this weird like category, right? This weird category. And what happens is some people are on first base. Some people are on second base. Some people are rounding their way home, right? But most people are like in transition, right?
I don't think so. I think that most people is not even in the game.
Okay, all right, let me separate it. So people who are in the game.
I don't think it's that many people in the game.
Man, here's the thing. People think it's black and white. So Anton, so you're 2000, right? Mm-hmm. I'm 2007, so we're probably 7 years apart. Mm-hmm. You know, you obviously are around and you're already standing on the home plate.
Yeah, I've been on home plate for a long time now.
For a long time, right? I'm talking about career-wise.
Yeah,
right.
I've been on home plate for a long time.
You're already home plate, right? So those of us who are in transition, people don't understand that. So people may think, well, let's say if you weren't married, right? Mm-hmm. And a woman could easily have dated you and dated me. Mm-hmm. She's like, well, my last guy dated with a Rolex. You know what I mean? So I'm going to get compared to guys who are in their 40s. Mm-hmm. I'm going to get compared to, guys who may be rounding their way to even 50. You know what I mean?
You still can't see. You skew. Your perspective is completely skewed.
Well, I think
you talking about guys that were you are way out of that sphere. Financially, fit everything, bro, because you got to think about it. Most regular guys, they not relating to the conversation that you're having right now.
Right, but we are all victims of our like environments. You know what I mean? So what's funny, we're all victims of our environment. So what's funny is oftentimes, and this is a good problem to have maybe, oftentimes with my friends, I'm like the least wealthy one there.
That's why you can't relate.
100%. And I got
because
boys
you
like,
in a space where you way above, especially when you're talking about financially, where you at, where your projections are, because you're not even as well as you're doing, and as well as you're being, as projections as far as how it is that you're going to do
trajectory and all that
financially. Yeah. You're not even going to even get remotely close to your peak until you're in your 50s, early 60s. As wild as that sounds.
And I do understand that. But let me tell you, I heard Dave Chappelle say this. It's like comparative. It's like comparative suffering or comparative and it's like if someone says, you go, hey, I'm hungry, and then your boy goes, you go, well, there's people starving in Africa. You're like, hey, motherfucker, I still want lunch.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's kind of like because I've seen certain levels and I've been around it. It seems odd. Because think about my friends are my friends now. You're my friend now. Now, we are going to be, oh, Anton, let's go to the game. Let's do X, Y, Z.
Sure.
So that's happened because we're like-minded people, but I'm still in my transition, right? And what happens is you quite naturally, people say don't compare yourself, right? But you always inherently do.
No, I think you should compare yourself.
I think you should compare yourself.
Because, you don't know what you're shooting for until you evaluate who it is that you need something or somebody in order to actually effectively evaluate yourself.
Right.
And that's in everything. And that ain't even just, in money or whatever. That's in every, fitness, right? Like a lot of people say, oh, and this the lie that I hear from people all the time.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm doing well, or I'm big boned. No, your bones aren't any bigger than anybody else. You know what I'm saying? Like you just eat, you eat more than seriously,
like as a disclaimer, I jabs and welcomes. Big boned it, little boned it. We welcome the whole gamut.